Subnautica is known for its well-constructed world, encompassing an entire ecosystem of alien fish on a planet almost entirely made of ocean. It's also really well known for its incredible sound design and the fact that it is slightly terrifying. But the best thing about Subnautica is the way that it rewards and pushes you to step outside of your comfort zone and explore deeper. And it really makes you embrace its horror elements without leaning so far into it that it becomes a full horror experience. It actively rewards players who explore all of the content this game has to offer. To start the game, we land on planet 4546b in Life Pod 5 after the spaceship we came in on, the Aurora, crashed, landing in an area called the Safe Shallows, which is a very low-risk area that really allows you to get the grips with the game, letting us farm basic materials and get some starting equipment. But even here, the game allows you to experiment and in fact rewards playing risky, giving us only a limited amount of oxygen to start, which is about 40 seconds. And you'll lose quite a bit of time swimming up and down all the time to refill. Staying those extra few seconds lets us swim down a little bit deeper, but it also gives us access to better resources from the different types of rocks that we mine, whether it be finding copper or even silver and lead, which are pretty uncommon the closer you are to the surface, since the game's materials are based on how deep you are. There are also these coral pods that allow us to refill while underwater, which is the game's way of incentivizing us to stay down longer and explore. You can honestly spend hours and hours in the shallows, but you won't really progress in terms of story. You'll be able to build and stuff for like an underwater sandbox game, and it is kind of fun. Think like underwater Minecraft or Terraria, but you will be quite limited in what you can build and the upgrades you can find. Think if you were just limited to making stuff out of cobblestone, for example. There are two main ways to progress in the game, either by exploring new zones, which are more dangerous, but you'll find new crafting recipes and better materials, or you can follow signals from other life pods which crashed from the Aurora as well. And we can use some of the stuff they left behind to get better equipment, which will allow us to dive deeper into the planet. As we go deeper, or even just explore closer to the Aurora, we'll find a lot of dangerous fish designed to either freak us out or outright terrify us, and the most clear of these are the Leviathans. The first one you'll probably encounter is the Reaper, which is this giant sea snake looking thing, and it'll scream at you and attack you if you get too close. You can see them in the distance and they surround the Aurora, so if you ever want to explore the ship and get all the goodies inside, then you'll have to brave the ocean and swim with them. The game also does this really amazing job of making you feel alone, with all the story elements and dialogue being one way, through audio logs or left behind notes, so when you do decide to push on, it's that much more isolating, leaving the safe abode of your base and going into uncharted territory with a bunch of predatory species that may just kill you when they see you. Every time you do something a little further outside your comfort zone or your safe area in the shallows or your base, the game is sure to reward you for it, and this happens every single time. Whether it be new equipment, building materials, or crafting recipes, it will be something tangible to really drive home that you're doing the right thing in exploring further, and that you're supposed to be exploring instead of just hiding in your base. They also make sure that the equipment that they give you is useful in your progression as well, instead of just giving you a bunch of stuff you probably won't use. A good example of this is the Sea Moth. The first time you encounter the Leviathans, you probably only have the Sea Glide, which is a tool that lets you swim faster, like a handheld propeller, where the Sea Moth is an entire mini submarine. If a Leviathan gets to you outside the Sea Moth, they eat you, killing you instantly. But if you're inside the Sea Moth, you're protected, and it deals about half the Sea Moth's total health. It can still be pretty scary though, since you're not actually any stronger and the Leviathans can still come out of nowhere, but you are definitely safer. It's this really cool way the game makes sure to show you the rewards that you've been collecting. It doesn't just give you cool gadgets, but impacts the way that you interact with the game's ecosystem without directly increasing your power as a player. We see this a few more times with things like the Cyclops or the Prawn Suit, which allow us to go deeper and survive harsher conditions, or in the numerous base upgrades which make survival a lot smoother, giving us better access to things like food and fresh water, for example. The other thing that makes Subnautica such a rewarding game is the way the story is delivered. It's quite well written, but there won't be any spoilers here. I'm more referring to how the game does not have a single cutscene or break during the gameplay, but instead it respects the player's intelligence enough that they allow us to explore and discover the world for ourselves, even though it would be very possible to miss all of it. We're given a lot of breadcrumbs and left to slowly piece things together ourselves, like it's one big escape room. Discovering information through logs left behind from other people on the planet, or exploring different structures. Not only is this an incredible design choice for the game's immersion, but it's also this really great reward for players who are more interested in the story elements rather than the building and the upgrades. And it really makes sure that they accommodate both sides of that spectrum in making people feel rewarded. It's just a very, very well made game. And truthfully, it's a shame that I didn't find Below Zero, which is the sequel to this, to be on the same level. But if you haven't played this, or if you're one of the players that have tried but didn't really enjoy the horror elements of the game, I really recommend giving it another try. It's incredibly rewarding, and the game does give you suitable tools to deal with the horror aspects of the game as you progress.